This is UKBitcoinBlog.com's first YouTube video. I've kind of avoided doing YouTube videos because I like to write things out in the blog, but some of my readers have asked me if I could do like a video about my indicator that I made for TradingView. There's a new version out today. This is basically it. So you can find it on. I'll put it in the link to the page on the blog, which talks about it and how you can install it for free on your site. So basically the idea is to look at buys and sells and find entries and exits to trades. Okay, so I'm going to show you some real trades that I actually have used this kind of tool with. I built this tool, so it's really something I've written. So we're going to look for BABA, Alibaba. Those of you who've been reading my blog will know that I bought this on the Chinese. I bought down here on the Chinese regularity. This is where the Chinese regulatory people, can't say that word, decided to regulate the company, and you see how massive drop down, and this is where they find them. Okay, so I bought down the bottom here. We kind of like to buy in this area. We're looking for this W signal sign. There it is. There's loads of them, and it kept on dropping, but eventually the decision was made that they were only going to charge for 2.5 billion, which is a lot of money. But at that point, we rallied up. In fact, we rallied straight within 1 day to the target, which is this top blue line, and then I closed the trade. Same with Tesla, which is really odd. It all happened on the same day. So here's Tesla. I bought down here. You can see we've got that W shape again. Bought at the bottom here. It took a few days to get there, but it got into this top area, and you can see it started to fall already. So basically, it allows you to see where you can buy or sell into a trade, looking for the W kind of shape if you can, or in this case, we've got a congestion. So this is one of the wedges. If you've got my ebook, you'll know that a wedge means a breakout, and a wedge was followed by a huge breakout. And you can stay in that breakout pretty much until it goes into another flat area like this. Okay, so it's useful for both the situation where you're looking to buy at the bottom to get up, or where you're looking at the breakout of a wedge. But you would aim to buy at the bottom of a wedge if you can. So if you bought here, for instance, you could actually buy that, sell there, buy there, sell there, buy at the bottom, sell here. Oh look, we're nearly down the bottom. Well, you could just stay in the bottom of this wedge. Once you know it's a wedge, just get in at the bottom somewhere and sit there. Because eventually what it'll do is it'll do a breakout like this, and then it will rally up and probably keep going. You might be tempted to close here, but who cares? It's profit, isn't it? So anyway, that's that one. Let's have a look at Apple. I'm just using some standard stocks. Apple Inc. So again, here we've got the telltale drop in due to bonds and yields in the States. Then it kind of goes into this W formation again. So we've got the signal for the bounce there. That will probably appear a couple of days later, and then we take our buy on the bottom of this W, probably around this sort of area, which I did. And then I came up to here and I closed it today, and you can see it started consolidating already, ready to sort of sit there for a while. It might carry on up, don't really care. I've got my trade out of that. So if you were to trade Apple all the way up here, you could buy here, buy here, buy here, but then you'd stay out of it. You could treat this with a trailing stop if you wanted to. There is a bit of a wedge there. So I can show you these wedges. You see this? Where the market goes into one of these wedges, and you can use this tool to actually get your buys in these bottom areas here. So there's like 3 of them, and then it breaks out. Same with Ripple, did the same thing. I'm still in my Ripple trade, still holding it. I bought at 0.43. It's crazy up. And again, we have this wedge situation going on, which any of you who read my blog will have experienced me going on and on about this wedge, because it went on for quite a long time. And it kind of stopped here. You can see that Ripple started moving up. I bought at 0.43. In fact, this is the market capitalization, so this should be XRP USD. So yeah, there's the actual wedge on the price. Don't trade market capitalization, trade price. So there was the wedge, and that I drew in some time ago. In fact, back in January. So you can see how long this has been going on. And I bought at 0.43, which which is around this sort of area, because I just could see this really clear wedge, and I sat in it for ages. It sat there hardly doing anything. Look what happened when it broke out of the wedge. Absolutely crazy. I'm at like 200% up, which is cool. But basically, you can use this tool because you can identify where the bottoms are actually going to be of the market. Credit Suisse is one that I'm in at the moment. Credit Suisse, of course, are responsible for the terrible, or the effects of they're facing the effects of the archipelagus crisis. It's today. It's words I can't say basically, which isn't very useful. But you can see how you could trade this all the time with this tool. You can see how it bounces down. It's actually outside, so we know that we're going to have a rally up. So our entry probably is going to sit in here where you've got this bounce. There's no W here because it is a big one. It's a huge W, which means there's a big rally coming out of it. So we can buy in this area just there. We can buy again here, except you didn't get a chance, probably at the bottom there. Again, you see that little thing, so you could buy here with a target of just up here, buy here with a target of here. And then there's this huge drop due to this terrible crisis, so they had to sell off a lot of stock. And I think it's kind of over. I think we're starting to see a retrace. I've bought really low down here. I added some more to it today. A bit of dollar cost averaging. I would imagine that we're going to start seeing a pullback up to at least $12, $13. I'm only hoping for $13. It could go higher. But again, we're dealing with it. This is a sort of crisis event. Sometimes called a black swan event, but it's not really a black swan event because it's not violent enough. In my view, in my humble opinion. So just finished with BTC, Bitcoin. USD, let's get the right thing. Again, see, I can't buy it now. It's in the top, so I need to buy at the bottom here and there and there. And this is just a nice upward trend. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And by just completely buying into this area, you sell there. So you buy here, close there, buy there, close there. So you see these patterns in the market, and it just helps you to see where you're going. Cool. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. That's how to use this indicator. It's available on my blog. The link through to TradingView where you can just put it on your charts and use it. It's designed for the daily chart, and that's that really. So cool. UKBitcoinblog.com. Don't forget to check out my ebook as well, which is only £5.